What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 67 of my Total Warhammer 3 Vlad and Isabella Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, we have begun the civil war. The vampiric ascension is here, and the first blood was drawn outside of Mousillon as we faced off against Beaumont, and we pretty much destroyed his army with pretty decent ease with Rudy. And that said, I remain fairly disappointed in the Red Duke's incompetence here, as he hasn't retaken Mousillon, and that just seems so bizarre, but hopefully he'll try to take it next round. Now, one unfortunate little bit of news, this is not the first time that I'm recording this episode. I tried, well actually I did all the admin, which took quite a while, mind you, as there was quite a bit of it, and then I attacked the Nagashizzar location. Well, actually I attacked the outside of Nagashizzar location, started to fight the battle, and the battle crashed. To my annoyance, I then reloaded the game, as in start another episode, and immediately went into the battle like I'm about to do so right now, and it crashed again. And I really want to fight this frickin' battle, because I was looking forward to it, because look at the massive number of troops there. So I'm going to try this again. We're going to jump straight into the battle and ignore the admin, and if it doesn't crash, we'll do the admin after. I'm hoping that maybe it was my computer, I don't know, in a memory leak or something. Maybe too many things were open, I don't know. I'm just hoping against hope, because if it crashes again, we might have to just attack Nagashizzar, the settlement, rather than the field. I feel like the field battle would be much more fun, because we could just bombard the settlement to death, which is why I'd rather do the field battle, but I suppose we'll see. So we're gonna start off by, let's say, wounding, this boil. Oh, you don't actually. This is for assault units. Yeah, wound this guy. If it works. I don't remember if this worked. Ah, it does work. Alrighty, and then we're going to declare war and immediately jump into battle and just pray that it doesn't crash, because, I mean, look at this. This should be an absolutely glorious time. All of those Skaven. We got Warp Bomb, we got 6 uses of the Menace below, about a full stack of Storm Vermin in between the two armies. We got Death Globe Mortars, as well as some Rattling Guns, a decent amount of Gutter Runners, a couple Mutant Rat Ogres, a Hell Pit Abomination, Plague Claw Catapults, and a decent amount of other units to overwhelm us with, like Night Runners and Clan Rats aplenty as well. So in short, it looks to be quite fun, if the game would just let me frickin' play it. Please don't crash again. It feels like such a waste of time when you do all the admin leading up to it, and then the game dies. Alright, Manner of Swiftness on you, we're gonna go Gleaming Pennant on you, and then we're gonna go Scarecrow Banner on you, because you're right in the center of it. And I believe that's it. Gotta remember to keep redoing all the war banners, because, well, I redid them a couple of episodes ago when preparing for the end. Alrighty, here we go. I guess this is the first time for you guys, but the third, I want to say, for me. Don't crash. Alrighty, here we go. Whatever time the charm, a game, don't screw me on this one yet again. And this is our setup. On top of this hill, our artillery all lined up at the very top and waiting for the enemy to come around. Can't wait for the fire rain rockets to finally do their thing. I like to think that I'm not the only one that's been waiting to see how this army performs now that they're in here. Although it would also be nice to get the Hellstorm rocket batteries to compete with the Fire Rain rockets, and just to compare the two. Anyway, we've also grounded all of our Vargeists, and we put them all directly behind and somewhat on top of the artillery, wherein they're protecting the crews. Once again, we do have 6 enemy uses of the Menace below, and thus the Vargeists are going to deal with it in the hopes of preventing the enemy Clan Rats from destroying our artillery pieces. On top of that, we will need to destroy these guys fairly quickly, as I believe the enemy has access to Warp Bomb, and we don't want them blowing up our stuff. While all this is happening, the enemy's dropping the menaces below, and Peter has moved in to kill the isolated Grey Seer that had started this and allowed us to attack the enemy on the field. And Grey Seer is just about dead, a couple more hits, and as soon as he's done, Peter should be able to move in and start annoying the enemy reinforcements. Though he will of course have to be a little bit more careful than usual, as the enemy does have a fair few ranged units that should be fairly threatening to him, like the Rattling guns, as well as some Night Runners and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, one more hit in here. I'm sure more menaces below are coming in. Out. Somebody just lost his head, so I take it that rat is the one that's dead. And there we go. New enemies on the field, and there are plenty of them. Hopefully they'll move towards our fire rain rockets soon and we can see them in action. But in the meantime, plenty more menaces below to destroy. Alright, good job, Vargeist. I think this is the only time I've ever set the Vargeist down. I guess since this is our only army with artillery, this is the only time where we can make use of the Vargeists on the ground, or need to make use of Vargeists on the ground to protect the artillery. Although I suppose we can use any unit to protect the artillery, but in this case it's a fairly wide angle, so there we are. And it looks like Peter took a little bit of damage, but he did manage to get off a single cast of his Flock of Doom, and it should be pretty darn effective in this massive blob of Skaven. If the enemy didn't have those Plague Claws, or not Plague Claws, if the enemy didn't have those Rattling guns, what might have been a good strategy here was to actually cover Peter over this army while the enemy targeted him with those Death Globe mortars. They probably would have killed half their own army that way. Anyway, Peter's coming back real quick to get a Dragon Breath out into the middle of the enemy formation, and then back off immediately once more. And yeah, ooh, so close on those mortars. Actually gonna drop a couple. And then Peter got to get the heck out of here. He's at half HP, or running away from those Rattling guns. In the meantime, hopefully that will be, if not the last, one of the last uses of the menace below. And our artillery have now begun to fire. It's the cannons that are going to start off, and they will be targeting that Hell Pit Abomination down there. Now, once again, I do like how the how these grand cannons sound, plus the lovely lighting effects they have when they fire. Let's watch one more volley from you. Hopefully you can go after that, and there we go. And the Fire Rain rockets have begun targeting the main enemy army. The Hell Pit Abomination has grown a little bit too far in terms of the angle, and we're not going to be able to fire on it, but that's okay. That's what the rest of our army is here for. It'll be fighting the mutant rat ogres as well as the Mortis engine, while we apply all the fire rain we can to the enemy army. And that's a massive blob of Skaven coming towards us. The AI, because they're coming in as reinforcements, has not moved them away from each other as it should have, and it should have definitely popped them in a wide front and staggered them. But once again, this is the AI, and when it comes in as a reinforcement like this, it's gonna have a bad time. There we go, another Flock of Doom right into the middle of a massive blob. I actually wonder how many units that particular spell hit. Should be a decent amount of damage. And there's the Fire Rain as well. Ah, love it. Finally, I'm very curious to see how much damage we will have gotten out of both Peter as well as our artillery. And just to point out, this is the main portion of the enemy army. They're nowhere near our own army as yet. They're still just slowly coming forward, taking all of this bombardment. Alright, and there we go, a few more shots in there. This is just so enjoyable. I've been waiting for this for so long. There we go. I have a feeling we may want a few more Fire Rain rockets. Granted, we probably won't be fighting the Skaven again for quite a while, if ever, with Peter, but I'm sure it'll be fairly effective against various other factions, like Nurgle, for example, who are quite slow. And any undead we fight as well. Alrighty, now let's see what the damage is. The balance of power has very slightly shifted in our favor. The enemy's lost about 1,300 of its troops, but as we can see, look at the devastation to the core of the enemy army. All of these units are running, and a lot of those units were actually Storm Vermin, and quite valuable as well. Like at least 5 or 6 units of Storm Vermin running away from there, and a decent amount of Clan Rats as well. In the meantime, more enemies are drawing forward towards our army. Peter's still trying to destroy distract the enemy, though now he's just summoning zombies on top of isolated units of rattling guns and plague mortars, or poison wind mortars, before they can damage our main line. Our main line is relatively unharmed thus far. Some zombies have taken some damage, and a little bit of damage on the Sternsman, but it's certainly nothing that an invocation of the heck can't heal. I'm gonna get a little bit of a contest between the enemy Hell Pit Abomination and our Mortis Engine, though we are supported by our Graveguard, so we should be just fine. You gotta love the Hell Pit Abominations, though. It's such a freaking awesome model. Though it won't be alive too much longer if it continues to get focused down by our single unit of handgunners. Fairly effective here, and ooh, I think I just saw a warp bomb in the background here. Looks like the enemy exploded something and kind of damages Graveguard with Great Weapon, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was a different effect. I saw some kind of effect happen here, but I'm not entirely sure what it was. I feel like if it was a warp bomb, it probably would have damaged our Graveguard quite a little bit more than this. Oh, looks like that Hell Pit Abomination is just about depleted in terms of HP, though it could, I suppose, regenerate. Now, let's see if it dies here and then spawns that unit of Skaven slaves. Or is it clan rats? I don't remember. Did it not spawn units? Maybe it just died. Nope, that's its problem, not ours. Alrighty, and the main line continues to hold. The giant piles of clan rats and even storm vermin aren't going to be very effective at dealing with our Graveguard, especially when supported by all that splash damage from the Mortis Engine. Plus, we've softened up the enemy army so considerably with our artillery that they just don't have the numbers to deal with us. And we're still in relatively good HP as well, and can probably out-heal any further damage we take. And now it's finally time for the Vargeist to enter the field. At this point, I've decided that while I lost count, it's likely that there are no more uses of the Menace Below remaining, and now it's time to add even more splash damage. Lots of Night Runners decided to move in and try to attack us here, but they're going to get absolutely obliterated. There we go. And it looks like with that, the enemy army routs the charge of the Vargeists finally entering the fray, scared the rest of the enemy army off. Now we are going to have to give chase to the enemy and continue our bombardment with our artillery, because we will still have to fight to take Nagashizzar, and it looks like the battle this time won't crash. For me, it always crashed when the massive amount of reinforcements entered the field, like combat never even really initiated. So yeah, I guess, I guess there were too many units on the field. Oh well. But then why did it work this time? I don't know. I don't know. I did restart my computer here. Though, hey, I suppose it could still crash at the end loading screen. That's certainly happened before, though not in Warhammer 3 for me, but it certainly has in the other times. A heroic victory for us, considering that we took very, very little damage here. I think unsurprising, and considering the enemy army we faced. But those poor Skaven blobbed up like that, they really suffered. And they should have, for making me do this like 3 times. Alrighty, so the battle worked that time. Damn, I guess it was my computer. Huh, that's kind of unfortunate. Maybe it couldn't handle that many rats on the field at once. It was quite a lot of rats, to be fair. Just a little bit surprising. Damn. Oh well. One day. One day. Now, this is why I spent the last, like, I don't know, 30 episodes wanting those fire rain rockets for Peter here. Look at that, 40,000 and 44,000 damage, 500 to 600 kills essentially, massive amount of damage, beating everybody by a fairly considerable margin, with the exception of Peter, who actually got some very nice uses for his Flocks of Doom. I don't think we've ever had such a great opportunity to use the Flock of Doom on so many enemy units at once, so it's not surprising that 3, I think, uses of it and did so much damage, plus the occasional zombie dragon breath as well, though I think we only got 1 into the blob there. Very nice, and we got an Armor of Destiny on top of all that. Pretty happy with the results. We can, wow, Really, all that and 115 dark magic? Okay, well, I guess we'll dominate the captives. Makes sense, it is that we're at Nagashizzar. Might as well dominate something. And Peter, are you able to auto-resolve Nagashizzar itself now? It should be pretty badly beat up. It's a Pyrrhic victory and nobody dies, which means we don't need to fight them again, and I'm not really even willing to risk it. And there you go. Take it for ourselves, lots of damage, but you're gonna heal up, you're free to do so. Sacking is tempting, but no need. Alrighty, and we got a Pigeon Plucker pendant that we don't need. Clan Carrion has been destroyed, and Nagashizzar is ours. Oh, and Nagashizzar can, in fact, build a special building. Oh my, and it's quite a good one as well. 5% physical resistance and cooldown, minus 20% to spells for all armies. Yeah, it's quite nice. It's just, I guess, a hidden special building. Well, now I'm doubly glad that we got this. Now, the Vampiric Corruption from the Grave Guardians, I think we can keep for a little while, but we're definitely getting the walls because we ain't losing Nagashizzar. We'll get in that Charnel Pit, and we're gonna max it out to try to get that growth up and running as fast as possible. And this does tend to make me think that maybe we do want to declare war on these guys and take the entire province. Because now it's annoying that they hold Bitter Bay, and I somehow doubt that they're willing to trade it to us for anything. Yeah, not even for the trade agreement. 25k. I mean, we can certainly afford it, but do we want to? Honestly, it'll just piss the followers of Nagash off. I'm kind of not a super big fan of bordering with these guys as well, but once again, what if the followers of Nagash never ally with us? You know, we'll leave it as a question for a little while longer. I feel like once again, once the Drakenhof Conclave it gets rolling, it'll change the dynamics of everything around here, and then that'll identify which of the Tomb Kings we will want to ally with. We're also going to trespass in your territory because we are heading down to kill Big Bird. And you know what? I wanted to get another Necromancer in this army. You, Master of the Black Arts. How did I know it was that one immediately? Because I did all the admin before fighting that battle before. And it wasn't even that difficult of a battle. That's another annoying thing. Ugh. Our artillery just absolutely obliterated the enemy there. Tech Thief, you're going back up to Castle Drakenhof. Quanrada, you are heading down to Bathilda. You two will join her. Good, good, good. Now, there's several other things we want to do here. First of all, I think we want to declare war on Goldtooth, because Imric's kind of in the middle of its territory, and Goldtooth's almost broken at this point. Their armies are basically dead. This feels like a good opportunity to both attack them, be friendlier with everybody, and take all their territories. Granted, Imric's gonna hold all the good ones, like the Great Hall of Greases with its gold mine and still, but that's okay. I didn't really want all of these mountain territories anyway. Plus, we got a lot of sack value up north over here in the Chaos Wastes that we won't be holding anyway. Now, we are going to declare war on you. You're not allied with anybody, and all of our friends will be happy, or at least our Cathayan friends will be happy about this. There we go. War were declared. And now we are going to go to Titan's Notch and auto-resolve that. I actually didn't realize how badly damaged you were. The doggos will die. Well, if the doggos shall die, then the doggos shall die. And we can always resurrect them. Yeah. Worth it rather than fighting the battle. Maybe we can even resurrect them right here. Dire doggos? Yes, we can. Beautiful. Alrighty. I lost the veterancy there, but honestly not that big of a deal. We're probably going to replace them with Cab or something at some point. Anyway. Okay. Luckstone for free. Actually, the Luckstone's not a horrible pickup, considering. And Titan's Notch, we can upgrade you right away and delete you. Lovely. We shall probably just start upgrading this territory. I wasn't sure whether we were going to keep it, and it is probably going to be a little bit on the too expensive side, but it does have 3 gibbets for us after all. Why not? At least for now. Also, Arati, you are going to move to the Challenge Stone and sack it for 27k. Oh, okay, it's a valiant defeat. You will sack it, but you will not do so right now. Okay. We're not gonna siege it. We are going to attack it. I just want to do the rest of the admin and split all this up. Plus, there's several other things that we got to do that are important. Vlad, you're heading out to Weissmund, and then we're going to Altdorf afterwards. You're on the road to your coronation. Civil war be damned. especially since your minions are doing a good job taking care of it. Settlement receives plague, got some mission completed. Weissman, we can upgrade you immediately and get you some lumber. Good, and while we're here at Middenheim, I want you to get Blasphemous Bulwark, and we might as well start upgrading all of these Balefire Braziers around here. It's time to start corrupting all the surrounding territories. Anything else? Get a Balefire Brazier, or at least a higher level of a Balefire Brazier. No, we're good here. Aberheim is not yet ready to construct one, but it will be shortly. That's Wertbad, that's Aberheim, and what about you? Fyldorf, you're good. Alrighty. Now, let's get back to the rest of our heroes and lords. Rudy, you're probably going to attack this guy again, but we'll do that manually so that we don't suffer casualties. Alrighty, Aldous. You continue hunting for Bellicor, so let's put you somewhere, I don't know, let's say here. Is that too close? Maybe it's too close, I'm not sure. Maybe like that. It's all 65, so it's not gonna make that much of a difference. If he runs away, we won't be able to catch him. So yeah. Let's go into ambush stance, and then we'll use Dirk Barrackmere here as a bait, in the hopes that he tries to go for Dirk and then falls for Aldous' ambush. I doubt it, because I haven't had good luck with the ambushes thus far, at least with Aldous, as he's been foiled every turn. But, well, he doesn't need it. Plus, the ambushes are dishonorable. I'm sure the Blood Knight wouldn't appreciate it that much anyway. Jos, you are headed out to Altdorf. Well, actually, to Reichland in general, not to Altdorf specifically, because that's Vlad's, and ain't nobody taking it from him. And also, I feel like we just get the rest of the Royal Hippogriff Knights, rather. The thing is, we did want to get the Knights of Torgaval, but since it's not possible, then there's no reason to do so. And let's see, cannot recruit unit, you have insufficient fund. 923 upkeep? Wow. That's insane. 710 upkeep. Damn. That's quite a lot. You have recruited the maximum number of units, yeah, 0. This army has reached its allied unit capacity. I would be curious to see... Wait, what's our outpost like, and actually, where is our outpost? Defender of the Everqueen. No, it's nearly at level 2, so maybe they'll be buildable. And well, I guess we'll cancel the other knights if they become buildable, though somehow I doubt it. I can't believe you guys haven't taken Torakar yet. Please, I guess Rudy can do it for you once he's done being busy over here. Also, Waller, you defeated Peggy before. Now you just need to auto-resolve her army to death before you delete yourself. You will fail. Don't need to be paying upkeep for this army right now. Return the captives, and good job, Waller, and away you go. You'll be back, I'm sure, many a time, probably before the campaign is over. And I thought that was a Skull Island for a sec, but no dice. Alrighty, Bathilda, Rudy, you're good for now. Peter, Roddy, Aldous, Renki, Ayos, Armin, yes, you need to go back to Krakadrak to heal up. And there you go. Otto, I have a mission for you. Since Droika is at Castle Alexandrinov, rather, we're gonna send you to Norden. And we're gonna hope that you can colonize it. Let's say, I don't know, here. Before he had to be at Erengrad, but now A, Erengrad can probably defend itself, and B, there's nobody to threaten it here. There we go, colonize the place, and as somebody pointed out, actually as several of you guys pointed out, since the patch we now have this recently colonized vigor debuff, instead of the army getting absolutely destroyed by the colonization. And this is such a 180 rather, isn't it? Like, it went from an extremely potent debuff and like taking out 80% of your army out to basically nothing because the vigor will be gone next turn. A little bit odd. They should have at least made it 2 turns. Not that I'm advocating to make colonizing more annoying, mind you, but it just feels a little bit off. As if it takes absolutely no effort to colonize. But I get it, losing like a lot of your army for previous colonizations was pretty damn annoying. And I'm sure I complained about it many a time previously. You, Tech Thieves. You can go to Blackstone Post briefly, though you shall shortly be going down to Castle Drakenhof anyway, to boost it. That's where all the tech thieves are gonna congregate. And, okay, we might as well do... Oh, Leopold. Oh, man, Leopold. You're gonna take a while to catch Yos, aren't you, buddy? Alright, well, keep going. Keep going. Next tech thief, you are heading down to Castle Drakenhof. Gregor Van Hal, Frederick Lichmore. Who are you? Oh, right. You're supposed to join our ghouls. And, wait, did I just send you the wrong area? Where's the other one? No, I didn't. Okay, good. The other one is this guy. Alright, to the ghoul armies you go. As the ghoul armies could use a few more zombie razors. Oswald Skellan, that's you, next tech thief. And I guess you can steal tech from Altdorf. Not that I think we will need all that much more tech thievery, because we're basically done with our technologies. And one more tech thief, okay. I guess you can go for Longship Graveyard then, steal tech.
It will be as dust.
I doubt it'll be as dust, especially if you're stealing plans for technologies. At least I hope it won't be as dust. Let's see, and I believe that's all the lords that we have to move, minus Rudy, who has to fight this, and I guess Roddy, who has to fight that. Plus all the buildings and other admin that we have to do. Alrighty, Roddy, you're gonna start this off. We're gonna fight this manually real quick, and just to make sure that we don't take any casualties. Roddy should be able to do this by himself without too much effort. We've certainly seen him kill, well, directly kill this lord and this Terrorgeist. They just came back up. I guess they want another round. You take care of him, Rudy. I guess we can watch him fight them, if nothing else. While the rest of the army sits back, relaxes. Oh damn, I forgot to switch out the Standard of Discipline and put it on the other Mortis engine. Oh, that's my bad. I'll do that at some other point. You two here, you Necromancers forward, everybody else can be back here. Good, 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 good. Rudy group 1, you, and you group 2. Start deployment, start battle. Rudy, go and attack Mr. Vampire Lord and pop a... You know what? Overcast this, just for the extra range. There you go. And do you want to breathe on the Lord or do you want to breathe on the Terrorgeist? Honestly, the Lord is probably very close to being dead anyway. Breathe on the Terrorgeist instead. And the Lord's taking quite a decent amount of damage. If we had our 2 War Compasses here, we could take, we could do even more with Rudy. Alright, go, go, go. 26 seconds until that Spirit Leech is back up and running. And is the enemy Lord gonna react? Is the Terrorgeist gonna breathe? Well, it's gonna take a breath from us, and a lot of that went wide, but oh well. Attack it, please. It charged us, but oh well. Immediately activate your Undeath Resurgent. And it looks like the enemy Lord is coming here, probably to help its poor Terrorgeist. But this looks like a pretty ugly matchup. Kill one, then you'll get the other one after. Looks like one more hit on the Terrorgeist, and Spirit Leech the Lord. Don't let him get away. One more hit. Terrorgeist, you about to go down? Come on. Oh, did you miss that? Come on now. Might actually need to heal you. Nah, you should be able to heal yourself. Down goes the Geist, and switch to the enemy Lord. And down goes the Lord. Oh, wow. You got very badly beat up by that Spirit Leech. And spawn some units down here. There we go. Force them all to turn around, and Mortis Engines and Co. come in here, help out. And are you guys heading out there? No, you're not. Okay, good. There's summon more zombies. Maybe another Spirit Leech. Why not? I don't think they can hurt him all that much, though it's probably a good time to activate the Potion of Healing, just so that we don't run out the clock damaged, essentially. Mortis Engines, you can come help with this. You can double heal yourself. You should be able to heal yourself to full and activate your Dark Protection as well. Always bring Dark Protection. And there we go, taking out some Blood Knights here. As sorry as I am to see them go. Here come the Mortis Engines, zombies are helping out, Rudy is just wrecking face in here, and the battle should be over with no casualties in any second. Once they all crumble apart. In fact, I'm a little bit surprised that they haven't already. Don't even bother using the Forbidden Rod, maybe summon one more set of zombies just to protect the Mortis Engines slightly. Not that they'll usually need protection. And, I wonder if they're gonna go for the Necros now, because they're more vulnerable. You know what, Necros, get out of here. Don't get damaged by the Blood Knights. Alrighty, and... Man, how are these guys not crumbling yet? Come on, Rudy, take the rest of them out. And Mortis Engines, go for the Knights, and you other Mortis Engine, go for the other Knights. There we go. And there we go. Looks like they all crumbled apart at the same time. This guy was trying to get away, but it looks like he's spontaneously ruptured, because nobody actually attacked him. Why is he bleeding like that? Huh. Interesting. I guess they just explode when they crumble apart. Anyway, decisive victory, obviously. And no casualties, which means we return to our settlement, and we continue staying behind the walls in the hopes that the Red Duke takes out Mousillon for us. Honestly, it doesn't even matter if he raises it or if he captures it, as long as it's one of them. Please don't sack it, though. Don't just leave it there for Kurun to retake. Alright, there we go. Take the money, because you need no heals. And this guy's dead, and that's the first of the 4, I believe, armies summoned by the Red Duke. Where's his other army? Huh. We destroyed one. Is one of them an ambush? Or did Lewin manage to destroy one? No, he's at full HP, so that's unlikely. And he's about to kill the Red Duke, most likely, because the Red Duke's in march stance very, very stupidly. Please take Mousillon. Don't make us somehow try to figure out how to pay Kurun for it. Alrighty, so that's you. And now we got a lot of buildings to upgrade as well, don't we? Anything down here? Anything? Aha. Always gotta check for new gibbets in this particular area, because it always keeps growing since it's a relatively new area. Now you are gonna get a flooded clay kit and a gibbet. Myrmidons, and I guess we should upgrade your walls just in case, just so we don't lose you. It's already generating quite a lot of money. Yeah, looks like we'll be considerably over 4K once the place is done. Very nice. Magritta looks good, Montanas looks good, Skaven Blight, one more turn until it's upgradable. And I forget that we're green in Skaven Blight, always surprising. Alrighty, anything else? Gash Kadrak, we can ignore you for now, because we wouldn't be able to get any money from you anyway. Winter's Teeth Pass, we don't care about. Fort Ostrosk and Fort Strogov, we will trade. Nordland. Nordland. Alright, you know what? I think we'll skip the rest of the building and we'll leave them to the next episode. I guess we're just going to attack the Challenge Stone. Now, is it necessary to fight this cinematically? Maybe not, but at the very least it might be fun to watch the Chosen slowly get ground down by Roderick and the Terrorgeists and the Mortis Engines and the Crypt Horrors. And besides, the game says valiant defeat, so I guess we gotta give the auto-resolve the benefit of the doubt, as weird as that may seem. Well, let's get to it. Alrighty, well, I certainly don't imagine this is going to be too difficult of a fight. Ooh, I like the wasteland background here. It is quite nice. Lots of floating mountains in the sky as well. Maybe we're near Cathay, and I guess we sort of are. And ooh, there's a Chaos Gate up there by the looks of it. It's a thick Chaos Gate, though. That's a thick boy. I like my Chaos Gates thick. This one is also fairly big, but anyway, yeah, because these ones have the multiple concentric rings rather than the single ring. Well, anyway, I digress. I'll stop talking about the Chaos Gates now. We are moving in with our Terrorgeist, going to start annoying the enemy Chaos Knights as best as possible with our Brets. And ooh, I like the way that I like this color scheme for the Chaos Knights. Their blue cloaks look quite nice, especially with their relatively golden armor. It's a very nice combination, isn't it? I wonder what the best looking of the Chaos Warrior factions are in terms of color schemes. The Heralds of the Tempest clearly have got to be pretty up there, in my opinion, and judging by this. Of the High Elves, I still think Imric is by far the best looking color scheme. Okay, gotta figure out who has the best color schemes for all of the factions. But anyway, once again, we will be annoying the enemy knights first. Our anti-large Terrorgeists are meant for this, so they're gonna fly around and try to drop on the knights when possible. Of course, the rest of our army is going to move in and getting ready to fight some chosen Chaos Warriors, Giants, and all the like, while we take care of the knights, hopefully. And there we go. And the knights are good, but they don't deal enough damage. They're meant to hold the ground a lot more. They're more of a defensive cavalry, sort of. I mean, it depends on the situation, obviously, but they're not going to be like demigriffs with halberds or something, or warbear riders that can surround and kill a Terrorgeist. The Terrorgeist should have no problem absolutely ripping this unit apart, and in fact, they have taken no damage whatsoever. The knights are in very bad shape already. In the meantime, the rest of our army is joining the fray as well. The Chaos Warriors and the Chosen are about to have a pretty bad day. They do have some support from Gorby's chariots, but that's really not going to help against Crypt Horrors, though it might help against Crypt Ghouls. The Crypt Horrors are in first. We did not Vanguard deploy the Crypt Ghouls this time. They're just going to go in the old-fashioned way, Slaneshi giggle, and just go to the front line. And yeah, the Chaos Warriors look quite nice with this color scheme as well. I approve. Alrighty, and it looks like we're winning this pretty much without magic. We actually could have cast a Wind of Death right there, Overcast, and probably ended this battle pretty much immediately, but I really kind of just wanted to watch some of our units fight. Especially since oh wow, the Mourngulls knocked back a lot of halberdiers there, damn. Didn't expect that many of them to go flying. Alrighty, and our Necromancer is in here to support, summoning zombies aplenty to prevent these guys from doing damage. The most damage that we're taking is on the side here with the Gorby's chariots attacking our Feasters in the Dusk, who are fairly vulnerable to the Gorby's chariots, it shall be admitted. Alright, good job to the Mourngulls, and let's check that balance of power. Very much in our favor at, what, 75%, 80%, something along those lines. The enemy is having a bad day pretty much everywhere, and as we can see by the health bars, we're relatively unharmed so far, while the enemy army is dying. Getting an occasional Spirit Leech on those Gorby's chariots, otherwise they're a little bit difficult to pin down, and we're probably not going to bother giving too much of a chase, as there's other stuff to kill here. Our Terrorgeists are still surrounded by Chaos Knights and the Warriors here, but honestly, this army does not really have an answer to the Terrorgeist. Or obviously our Lord. But generally speaking, I suppose they're not upgraded enough or whatever to deal with these units. Technically, the Chaos Warriors with halberds should be fairly okay at them, at killing the Terrorgeists and such. In fact, that's sort of what they're made for, but in this situation, they're just not upgraded enough, and we are too upgraded. Speaking of the Terrorgeists, we've also sent one separate one to attack the Giant here. Nice little matchup, and something that the Terrorgeist is pretty adept at. And there we go. Yeah, this is definitely a battle for the Terrorgeists, and while I suppose the Crypt Horrors as well, as they dished out massive amounts of, oh, nice knockback with a club, just watching some of those sync animations while the rest of the battle continues, or ends, rather, in the background. And despite all those knocks, it looks like the Terrorgeist is basically unharmed and is going to regenerate itself back up, while the Giant dropped to about half HP. The rest of the army is done, and our own is pretty much fine. While a few of our units did take damage, the larger models, rather the monstrous infantry, have all preserved their unit count, so we don't even need to heal them. We're just going to quickly heal the few ghouls that have taken damage here in a second, once they move away and are ready for an invocation. And there we go. And our losses should be basically non-existent with that. Lovely. Auto-resolve, I don't know what you're talking about. Alrighty, there we are, 0 losses, and once again the auto-resolve is just being completely wacky. We are obviously gonna sack the place. We will come back and raise it after, but 27k for a territory that we neither want nor need is quite nice. I'm definitely not gonna bother this, and yeah, we could have taken it at max levels, but honestly, chaos corrupted territories and all this garbage around, I really don't think we need it. We're going to go into raiding camp stance, and then we'll just destroy it next turn. Though I do imagine Thralltrass is going to move back into it, which will probably mean that he's going to try to defend, and then the auto-resolve is gonna say once again that we actually have to fight it, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Worth our money, and if we can just go through sacking all these dark fortresses in the Chaos Waste, we can get a lot of money to build up a lot of our relatively unbuilt portions of our empire. Anyway, with that, we are unfortunately once again out of time, and I am gonna call the episode here. Next time, Bathilda continues moving southwards towards fighting Big Bird, as it's pretty damn important that we destroy it as fast as possible. In addition to that, Vlad will be in range of Altdorf and will most likely attack it next episode and take the territory for himself, while we end the turn and hope that the Red Duke takes Mousillon, allowing us to take it and the Fortress of Merovec, and then lastly we will hopefully get a battle against Bellicor. Cross your fingers for Haldus actually succeeding in the ambush this time, but find out whether it does next time. So with that said, as always, don't forget to leave a like and comment, blah 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 blah. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.